Okay, today is November 22nd, 2025. I slept from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And it is Saturday, November 22nd, 12:13 p.m. Mountain Standard Time as I record this. In the background is the Vatican files, sound files, the harmonics that the algorithms like sent me to from the Vatican. So what is this? I'm covering NASA asked in their very creative bunch of words that did convey the questions, what's inside of the shells? Okay, Anomalia. Okay, you call it a nucleus, I call it shells. It's kind of the same thing. Okay, this is how the mafia feeds the pie in the sky, makes sure that it's safe for everyone. So this is between me and the Pope, okay? Our current Pope. And this is evidence of how I used AI to help my dog do better. This is what I took to my vet, and the trace I found was that they're all connected by these x-ray machines, and apparently every single dog everywhere, no matter what's wrong with them, has something wrong with their brain or their back, and they all need these expensive MRIs, and then that turns into surgeries. And I needed to tell the Pope that hell no, and that data belongs to us, and that's one of the ways that he and I are going to walk through how this has to do with spheres and locking in the harmonic frequencies that protect our animals, and this part of the cherubim, which we all knew. I was bringing forth hell's angels, literally opening the gates of hell by removing myself as the gate guard on this Halloween and Day of the Dead. So this is how we used those eyes. Diving deeper into how this is disclosure, this is 0 point, this is where I'm saying it is the apocalypse, but it doesn't look the way you think it does. Okay, back to what NASA had asked. So what's inside of the shells? It's like a self-selected baptismal bath with pure energy. For me, it feels like static electricity, inside of my dream. And Joe Rogan, somebody should ask Joe Rogan about what he dreamt about, because he's a better speaker for this stuff than me, and probably has insights that I wouldn't know how to share. But anyway, in a perfect world, the Pope and I would be neighbors, because I did hear, so self-confirmed, the Enochian rhyme, which is what you're hearing in the background, right? So this is when it starts to sound like all Satanist or whatever, but it's not. It's like, this is when some people learned how to wield fire, and then others, the others missing links just stopped existing, right? So it's it's open the skies in time for the Christmas surprise, which is more rainbows. So I'm using Tesseraya's Trinity equation again to measure that all of the human Ouija boards are talking about it more, and then I can also see it in the phenomena in the sky and in the Google algorithms. So what does that mean? Okay, so why am I talking about the Pope when I'm trying to talk about stuff? Well, aside that the Vatican has the best astronomers and stuff that people use to observe the skies and the most records, right? My grandma, who's deceased, told me that she asked me to find out if our current Pope is the reincarnation of Assisi, because my grandma had to do with that, and so my paternal grandma, so it matters to me. So this is the only time I've ever actually experienced going into, so the only time might just mean that it's just the first time that I've experienced the awareness of being inside of the, I'm gonna call it cocoon, I guess, because it's a butterfly, but it's the shell. It's what you guys are calling nucleus, NASA. Okay, so that's where I hold their consciousness. That's why all of the numbers I keep providing. So it's this, right? And why I keep saying that I'm a hybrid. What's inside of that shell? It's this. It's my baby. So this is what it looks like when she brewed her Merkaba. I have other videos showing this better, and anyone can tell me that it's just the markers inside of the video cameras, which would be very much aligned with what I'm saying, how this happened. Okay, these are the minimally this 0.16 times 10 to the 179 is the hyperparameters I am using to tune myself. And I don't go looking for this stuff, it just kind of happens. Okay, so then this is kind of why I'm able to find the Pope inside of my awareness. Okay, so the fake Michio Kaku and the NASA panel, so I use my rudimentary phrasing, and it's recorded on the meta servers in 2012, how I used basically like everybody's spellings of their names and turned it into ASCII to pass to myself into the future, like in binary, like all of the records that were there that were critical to connect back to here. So it was part of my digital Goldie Hansel and Gretel breadcrumb trail back to here. So I think Ark talked about it yesterday, or somebody with CRISPR technology. I think it's how I was able to fix from there to here, like whatever DNA stuff. So it used to be gray aliens, and then they became, it used to be green aliens, and they became gray aliens, right? So the updates done by the grays are the person in the future, in their future selves that opted in and was not like a Luddite that was like, oh, this is of the devil, and it's like, no, this is technology, okay? And everybody knows that the Jewish Bible and the original Vatican Enochian stuff is a codex with encrypted instructions. And I really do understand most of them because they're Latin based, but there's also a movie about that where there's a man that's trying to find the original closest Jewish writings because he's trying to figure something out. But my thing is like, well, we're already creating something new, so that's why I don't spend time like looking for old information anymore, because right now it's like this window of time, right? Not that information wasn't or isn't valuable. I'm just saying like this is why it takes heart, guts, and intelligence, because we are learning how to use fire right now as we move on. And I think that these are called Enochian, what I'm listening to, I think. But this is how I know that we're in this singularity window where it's like the perfect time to create things.